Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage Redneck Edition. I'm getting tired of occupying stuff all over the world all the time. I just want to have a silent and pleasant drive in my Humvee. Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. And a car that I didn't really think I would ever feature on this channel. Let alone drive, let alone see in the real world and not just in some kind of action movie. This is, yeah, and I know nothing about these. I think it's called a Humvee. It's from '89. It's a 5.2 liters V8 diesel engine. And it needs some time to preheat even though it is scorching hot outside. So I'm giving it time. There we go, let's go for a ride. Light on. It's automatic, it's American, of course it is. And it's very, very, very big for the small roads in my country, at least this road. So I am slightly worried that I need some kind of combine harvester thingy going the other way. But I do believe that I can drive into the field without any issues in this one, so that's a good thing. I hope the noise is not too bad in here. Well, it is, but I hope that you can hear me talking over the racket of this thing, the tent-like roof and the engine and the entire drivetrain. It's a bit noisy, but it's exactly as it is supposed to be. But it is a bit noisy. Ah, that's a Toyota Supra over there. That was a bit of a surprise. Seeing that today, especially in something like this. I'm gonna take you guys closer, but the first thing that really struck me driving this is the seating position. It's not as comfortable as I was expecting in a big American car, but this is not a car, it's a military equipment, so of course it's not comfort that is important. There we go, a big combine thingy. Anyway, that aside, the steering wheel is smaller than in my Lancia A112 Abarth, and the servo assistance is brilliant. It doesn't feel like driving such a big truck when actually driving it. It's not as, I was a bit scared actually because of the width of this one, but both the width and the drivability of this car is not bad. And as Casper said when he introduced me to the car, they did make this for 16-year-old military guys in the USA to be able to drive it. So of course it doesn't take a lot of brain power to actually use it. Otherwise it would defeat the purpose of going to war, I think. Sorry. Oh, what a beautiful place I ended up. Am I even allowed to drive here? If not, then sorry. It's a pretty place. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to occupy your beautiful spot in the world. One spooky thing about this is that when I try to look past the dead angle of the A-pillar, I look straight into the mirror and get very, very confused. So the blind spot is quite large going around corners. depending on where in the world you watch this video from, this car is going to be more or less exotic. In Denmark, I think there is around 5 of these registered, so it's a rare thing. It's not something that we normally drive around in my parts. But this belongs to Casper, who got the YouTube channel called KJOff-road. He does a lot of off-roading, of course, but also fixing old barn-find Unimogs, old heavy equipment. I am actually enjoying watching his videos. Go ahead and check his channel out. There will be a link down in the description. And it's a lot of fun for me to drive this because my main interest is small hot hatches, small engines with a lot of power. This is not it. This is very, very, very big. It's just on the limit of what is legal to drive with normal driver's license. It's a 5.2 liters V8 diesel. It's a bigger engine than anything that I have ever driven. But it's definitely something that I probably will never forget because I love driving different kinds of stuff and getting the feel of it. But because the thing is that very often they are not as you expect. And that's kind of the problem of trying to drive your dream cars, your idol cars. They rarely really are what you think they are. Sometimes it's not in a bad way, but often it's not great at first glance, at least. But this though is actually surprising me. This is driving way better than I was expecting. Yes, it's big. Yes, I'm slightly worried when I meet some oncoming traffic, but it's definitely not bad. Of course, this thing is built for off-roading. I'm not going to do any kind of off-roading today because I don't know the car. I have no idea how the system works. It's not that easy to go off-roading in Denmark because you're not allowed to just drive into the forests. But so this is just going to go be a road test of a very capable off-roader on the road. Thank you. So this is by far the biggest truck that I have ever driven. The biggest engine, the biggest everything. And I don't think everything will be bigger than this in the future because it is not something that I normally do. But I got the chance to drive this, and it's definitely not something that I'm able to say no to because that's very, very interesting and very weird in my parts of the world. Look at the width of this car. It's quite wide. Look at the roads that I'm driving on. That's about the same. So I just met a lorry a while back. Unfortunately, I didn't film it because that was a bit of a moment. But driving it is not as bad as I was expecting. It's actually driving all right. It is a very rugged car. I think it's the most polite thing to say. But it's easy to steer. The brakes are brilliant, and it's not very pleasant to go over bumps, but it can absorb everything, of course. The tires are massive. Casper just told me that the suspension setup on these are the same all the way around, so that's quite clever for fixability in the rough, of course. The axles are the portal one, I think it's called. So it gives a lot of ground clearance, and if you bottom out in this one, it probably won't matter too much because it's pretty sturdy looking. Much to my surprise, this got a lot in common with the Citroen BX. It's a plastic bonnet, fiberglass bonnet, and the similarities between this and the BX will just end there, I think. Look at these coil springs. What? Very, very big. This is currently a two-seater with a pickup bed, but you can transform it into a four-door and put the roofs over top there. Casper uses this to pull heavy stuff with. You could imagine that it's capable of quite a lot of pulling power. This one, the engine seems to just don't care whatever you do to it. The interior actually surprised me quite a lot. One thing, automatic transmission. Now that I think about it, it's an American car. Of course, it would have automatic, but I was actually expecting a manual gearbox, and I was expecting to really work to drive this, but it's actually very easy to drive. It's just put it in gear, drive around, use the brakes and so on. The steering wheel, very, very tiny, but the servo assistance is brilliant. It's really brilliant. Then we got the most complicated light switch in the world. But most of it is just for blackout system for military use. I have no idea what that means, but this over here is just driving lights. You have to unlock it and pull it like that to put it into the driving lights. And then up here we have a preheater. Put it into run, wait until the light goes off, and then you can start it up. Then we've got some temperature, and then it's just interior air stuff, oil pressure, speed, fuel level, volts and temperature of the coolant. Then there is the 4x4 controls over here, high-low range and low range probably. I don't really know how this stuff works, but very simple. I love the chunkiness of the indicator stalk. It really takes some force to move around. It's sturdy. If you pull this out, it will explode probably. So driving this has been a lot of fun, thank you Casper. It's a very, very hot day to be driving around in a truck like this in black clothes and so on. So sorry for the sweat on my forehead, but honestly it's very, very hot today. But driving this thing has been so much fun. Do I want to own one? It's not really my kind of thing. It's a bit too big and a bit too far away from hot hatches probably. But driving it is an amazing experience. I drove the DKV a while back with a 3-cylinder 2-stroke engine. And now today a 5.2 liters V8 diesel. I drove a Citroen Visa diesel 2 days ago. It's just so many different kinds of experiences. And I think it helps me not buying so many projects, just fixing the ones that I already have maybe. Who knows? Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. If you have something interesting that you would allow me to try and drive in Denmark, then hit me up on Instagram. There's a lot of stuff out there that I would really like to try. Don't forget you can support me on Patreon. There will be a link down below. You could also buy merch, a t-shirt for instance, and see you in the next one.